In this video, we're going to go over how to set up basic scan data promotions for multi-pack discounts and loyalty discounts. In this video, we'll use Marlboro packs as an example, but this would apply to any Altria or RJ Reynolds products. If you're dealing with Altria products, it's highly recommended that you sign the API consent form so that we can hook up Pricer in your cloud back office. There's a separate video on Pricer in the link above. The advantage to having Pricer is that you can look up what deals are currently approved for your store. Let's look at a customer that has it hooked up. Just real quick, you can again see it in the full video, but if I come over here to this customer and I pull up my Philip Morris, Marlboro, choose a brand family, pack, and my current month, I can see here that he has a multi-pack deal where you have to buy 2, and then every 1 you're going to get 25 cents off. I can see the dates it starts and stops, if there's any change from last month, etc. Loyalty, similarly, you have to buy 2 and there's going to be $1.80 off. I can see what items it applies to and what items it doesn't apply to. That's the advantage of hooking up the API. So let's jump back to our test store. The first thing I want to ask myself before I set up any of my promotions are, what are the actual deals? How much off per unit, whether the unit is a case, a pack, a roll, etc. When does it begin? When does it end? Are there any limitations like up to 50 quantity sold or only once per transaction, etc. Once I have all that info, whether it's by using Pricer or from my rep directly, I'm ready to start creating my promotion. Now, when creating a promotion, we're going to be applying this discount to some group of items. So we generally will start with an item group. There's a whole video on item groups linked above, but let's quickly look at one. So if I come into my item groups, I'm going to go down to the Marlboro packs. And in here, I can see all of the Marlboro packs that I've created the item group with. If I edit this, I'll see I did brand equals Marlboro, size equals pack, and because I'm hooked up to the Altria API, so the Pricer's utilized, it'll also flag any of those packs as being a promo pack or not. If it is one of those promo packs from Altria, then they typically are not included in any multi-pack or loyalty deals. So once I've set up my item group, you can preview it. And once you're happy with the items that it chose, you can hit update or create and you have your group ready to use. Now, how you create your item group is totally up to you and your database. You might want to have separate brands. For instance, if you're doing a Velo promo, there's Velo cans, but there's also brand Velo Plus. If you want to do those separately, you can have 2 separate brands in your system. You might use departments. Maybe you put all of your Velo Plus in a Velo Plus scan data department and the regular Velo in another department. It's totally up to you. Either way, you have to grab a bunch of items in some group. So now we have our group of items. Let's go to promotions. There's a general video on how to create promotions linked above. You can go view that for more advanced promotion creation. Now let's look at our Marlboro multi-pack promotion. I'm going to use the search since I have a lot of promotions. And I find it and click on it. And now here we are in our Marlboro multi-pack. Now we'll use that other customer's Pricer as a guide, just as an example, but we'll create it in our test database. So I can see my multi-pack for Marlboros is going to be minimum of 2 and quantity increments of 1. The manufacturer funded amount, which is what you'll get reimbursed for, is 25 cents per pack. So that means it's going to be 50 cents off of 2, 75 off of 3, etc. And I can see there's a maximum quantity of 50 per transaction. So let's head back over to our promotion now. So the promotion, we give it a name, whatever you want. This is just for your organizational purposes. Choose what stores it applies to. If you have multiple stores in your database, you can choose them all and then copy and paste it to all the stores, or have it unique at each store if that's necessary. You can come over here and organize it by Altria, RJ Reynolds, or store promotions, etc. This is an Altria scan data deal, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it a start and an end date. I'm going to put my end date far in the future because for Marlboro Multi-Pack, I know it's probably not going to end anytime soon. So I'm just going to leave it that way because then I don't have to worry about extending the end date to make sure the discount keeps getting applied. So we'll jump down here now. The rest of that you can ignore at the top. We're going to create our reward. The first field is just the name of the discount that's going to appear on the receipt and the customer display. It could be anything you want. Might want to limit it to a certain number of characters so that it fits on the receipt, but other than that, it's up to you. Category, we're going to do an item group because with Marlboro Multi-Pack, it's going to be a lot of different items. If this was a promotion for just 2 or 3 different items, then you might want to choose item here instead of item group and then select specific items right here rather than create a whole group for just 2 or 3 items. So we're going to do item group. There's a whole video on how to create item groups linked above. Once we have item group chosen, we're going to decide which item groups we want to use. If we click on the 3 lines here, we can find all of our item groups and choose 1 or more item groups to apply it to. In this case, Marlboro Multi. The reward type is going to be amount off because it's going to be a buy 2, get some sort of amount off deal. This is multi-pack, not loyalty, so we're going to make sure that this is toggled off. The required quantity we said is 2. You have to buy 2 to get any kind of discount. And then it's going to be 25 cents every 1. And then we discussed that there was going to be a maximum of 50 per transaction. Once you have all that, you're all set. You're going to hit save, and then when you ring it up on the register, it's going to ring up at 25 cents off per pack when you buy at least 2. Now let's look at our Marlboro loyalty. Again, I'm going to search, find my promotion. So I've given it a name, chose which store, I categorized it into Altria scan data. It's got a start date, an end date. Jump down here, my reward, I'm giving it a name of Marl LYL for Marlboro Loyalty. I'm going to use an item group. I've already created my item group called Marlboro Multi. That gets all the packs. This is also an amount off deal, so you're going to give some sort of discount off of buying a certain number. Now this is loyalty, so I have the loyalty checked. Again, required is 2. My deal is $1.80, and it's going to repeat every 2 but max out at 2. So that means it's only going to allow the discount once per transaction because you've maxed it out when you buy 2. If they buy 3, 4, 5, nothing is going to happen beyond the $1.80. Then you hit save and you're all set. Now let's head over to the POS and see it in action. Now if you've created new groups and promotions, you might want to sign out and sign back in to pull down any new promotions and item groups. You'll see a notification at the top once the background update is complete. That lets you know that everything has been downloaded from the cloud. Now if I do 2 quantity and choose one of my Marlboro packs, it's applying the Marlboro multi-pack discount. I can change the quantity now to 3 and you'll see it's going to do 75 cents, etc. Let's look at our loyalty deal. We can choose a customer here, find your customer, select them. Now we're going to sell 2. And you see it gives the 50-cent multi-pack and the $1.80 loyalty. If instead of 2 they buy 3, you're going to see it's still going to maintain that $1.80 loyalty because that was on the 2 quantity. It's going to give 75 cents now on the multi-pack. The $1.80 won't be affected because we said there was a maximum of 2 quantity. This same promotion setup works for RJ Reynolds deals or Marlboro. Again, you just need to know which items are involved and what your deal is. Thanks for watching this video walkthrough. For more information, email support@insightrs.com or visit us at insightrs.com.